My 26F husband 28M has been acting strange lately and he keeps calling me his girlfriend. My husband I've always thought of as a really nice guy. A private guy but nice. Only recently I found out that he's been saying I'm his girlfriend instead of his wife and that basically nobody knows that we're married that he works with. I know that probably sounds weird but we haven't been married for that long. When I asked him about it he told me it was just because he doesn't want everybody to ask him a bunch of questions. He wants his private life to stay private. To make matters 100% worse lately he's been extra private with me and somewhat secretive. He also told me that he was estranged from his family and didn't have any contact with them, but I came home early from work the other day and he was on the phone with his relative and he told her that he was going out to dinner someplace with his coworker. I had made special reservations for us that night, and that really crushed me. I confess that I overheard him talking and he told me it was his relative, but I didn't tell him what I heard about the rest because I still don't know how I feel about it and I'm still processing it and I don't want to start a fight. I DK what to do about it because I feel betrayed and pocketed in the relationship. My family, friends, co-workers, everyone I meet just about gets an earful about him and how we're married and newlyweds, and I'm so excited to tell people. Or at least I was. Now I don't even know what to think. And it's making me depressed. I feel concerned about other aspects of the relationship that I felt secure about before. We had an LDR when we first got together and were never mets, but once we met we were pretty attached. At the hip. We've been together a year. I know, super short. But recently we have been spending less time together. Not by my choice, and I thought it wasn't his either, but I'm no longer sure. He said he has important stuff to do and it's multiple times a week and he's been late from work. He also has lengthy, private, phone calls. And started hiding his phone when he texts. I even got up to pee the other morning and he was on the phone in the bathroom. I haven't spied on him or anything, and TBH I'm not sure I'm ready for the truth yet in my current mental state. But he's been extra nice to me because he knows something is off with me and he can tell my mood is swinging pretty low. He keeps asking if he did something wrong, but I still don't know how to approach the conversation with him. In the past he has deflected and accused me of not trusting or believing him and that I was hurting his feeling. I really love him and I thought we had a good relationship. IDK what happened or why things are going this way, but I do know I don't like it and feel very hurt over everything. I am willing to give him a chance to explain because I care, but on the other side I worry I'm being used now because this has really altered my view of him. PPL. I need advice on how to approach him with my concerns about him pocketing me and his odd behavior. Without accusing him or blaming him. He could have a legitimate reason to be acting like that, and if I show total mistrust it could damage our relationship. I know my lack of communication isn't starting things off good, but I'm stumped and wasn't prepared for this. If there is anything I can do to make that conversation easier or just less reactive, I want to. I don't want him to feel like I've decided I know why or that I'm okay with it either. I just want to say how I'm feeling and not intentionally or accidentally make it volatile or petty. If anyone has been there, I'd love advice on what to do or not to do for that conversation. I just want to do his right. Do some online searches about him first, could be leading a double life. Are you actually married to him? Like, you know for 100% fact that the paperwork was filed? He is lying. There is no reason not to tell coworkers he is married. You have never met any of his family? Higher up high. Check his phone records. It's giving affair and or double life vibes. This all sounds sus AF. Especially when combined together. He's downplaying your relationship. BC he doesn't want PPL to ask questions? WTF does that even mean? I think you should ignore your gut. You know something's off. Time to steel yourself against what that may be and decide how, when you want to find out. Just out of curiosity, have you ever done a background check on him? A Google search? A credit check? All of this should be done prior to marriage, of course. But there is not time like the present if you did not. Did I hear correctly that you've never met his family? Sounds like you jumped into a marriage before sussing out a relationship. You may want to rethink this. It sounds like you don't really know this guy at all. You've only been together a year. Some of that being a LDR, you don't know his family or friends, and he actively hides you from everyone he knows. Who is he talking on his phone to that he's obviously trying to keep you from seeing? There is no good reason for this level of secrecy. I agree with quietly looking into him. He's definitely hiding something. It's one thing to be private, another to lie. Sounds like he's living a double life. Has he done anything in the beginning of your relationship that was this out of pocket? It's full-on offensive for him to refer to you as a coworker to a relative. Men who are happy don't hide their wife. They brag, but your husband isn't. I personally will confront with the truth. If he can't tell you the truth, then you know where you stand. The real question is, are you the secret family or are they? I've definitely seen this movie before. Is he from a different country by any chance? I'd go full-on detective. Set an iPad in the back of his car with the Find My app and see where he goes. Innocently ask about where he's been later and keep track of the lies until you have solid proof that he's cheating, on drugs, whatever. I vote cheating or double life, and that you never really knew him. It's time to find out the truth. Whatever that is, and you can't rely on him to tell you. Find out for yourself. Does he have a locked room in the house you're not allowed into? Why did the show, Who the Bleep Did I Marry, come to mind when I read this post? This is very abnormal, even for the standards of people who place high emphasis on privacy. Time to do some real investigating, as you have plenty of reason to. I dated a total liar, and it was always like this. Everyone got weird off information. He tried to keep certain friends from me. His phone was completely off limits. He was out a lot. Of course he was cheating. He will always have some explanation he insists on that really doesn't make sense. He will be adamant. He will never be ashamed of his lies. He will never let you all the way in. I do not recommend continuing this relationship. How did you meet? Update me. He's got a secret family somewhere probably. He's hiding you from his family for some major reason. Dig deep and find out now. Please hire a pie and update us. Some details in the story seem extra callous on his part, like the dinner reservations. Also, people should never refer to their spouse as a BF, GF. His logic doesn't even make sense. If they know you exist, how is he giving away any more information by referring to you as his wife? The only thing that makes sense is that he doesn't want people to know he's married. But what purpose can that possibly serve? Why is it important to him to keep that private?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.